Do you think we should make a return? Alright, if Oscar says so, what better way to start it off than a little run? Let's go. So I figured I'd do a little update since it's been like 6 or 7 months since I've posted a video and a lot has changed. Some things haven't changed as much, but I figured I would give you a little update and first start off with things non-running. So I think the last video I did was in October, and in that video I showed that we'd just moved into a new place. We've since then got the floors done, we've got the walls painted, moved everything in. We've recently built up a cabinet from IKEA, which I love-hate relationship, but we got it done in the end. So I've been doing a little bit more of my photography and starting to push that a little bit. I will leave a link to my Instagram somewhere on this video, and if you guys want to follow along, I have a pretty cool collaboration coming up in 2 months hopefully, which I'm very excited for because I've paid for their service before. So now being able to work with them, and it's hard to say without like giving too much away. So I'll just say stay tuned. And then yeah, Christmas, New Year's period is always busy. Easter was quite busy as well. The little freak that you've been seeing in the video, his name's Oscar, not actually our dog. We haven't gotten a dog yet. It's my mum's dog or family dog, and they're on a cruise right now. So we're looking after him, and he's pretty good. He's pretty chill. So on to the running. The Perth Half Marathon happened, and that would have been the last thing you would have seen. And although I managed to get my goal time, I cooked my body pretty hard. That training plan didn't go to plan, and I definitely felt it, especially the 2 days after. I felt like my knee was just wrecked. Thankfully, the body started to figure itself out, and then within 2 weeks, I was starting to run again. Everything was feeling okay until we went to this little outdoor water park sort of thing, and I broke my pinky toe. I just thought it would be 2 weeks and then we're back, but it was a solid week. I could not walk on that thing, and yeah, it ended up being a 12-week recovery. So that took me all the way through to the new year, and then the new year I have started off running with a bit of a bang. I eased on back into it with the mileage. I've been training really hard these last 12 weeks, and I have a race tomorrow, which doesn't necessarily require a large carb load, so that might be a bit of a hint. Will I still eat heaps of carbs regardless? Yes. In fact, we're probably going to go out for Japanese curry tonight. No regrets. So I'm going to take this little guy for a walk, and going to have to bath him as well, which he's probably not going to be too stoked about. And yeah, rest up, do some mobility, and get ready for tomorrow. After a solid toe injury at the end of last year, I told myself I'd actually ease back into running this time. So naturally I signed up for a 5K. I figured it was a good way to rebuild without throwing myself straight in the deep end, which, let's be real, is what I've done every single time in the past, and is exactly how I've ended up injured again. This time around the plan was simple. Work on my form, work on my strength, build up the mileage slowly, and maybe, just maybe, not break my body in the process. I'm trying to treat running less like a series of one-off challenges and more of something that's just part of my lifestyle. Less, I must do this race to feel accomplished, and more, I want to do this because I enjoy it. And well, it keeps me a little bit sane as well. So 8 weeks ago, I signed up to this 5K, and I decided to do a time trial 8 weeks ago because I had no idea what my time was. I had no idea what goal to aim for, what to build off of. And 8 weeks ago, I managed to run a 22:20, which is an average of 4:28 per kilometer. And that was balls to the wall, pretty difficult. I'm not gonna lie, that was me giving absolutely everything. So I originally set myself a goal to do sub 21:30. As training progressed and I got 4 weeks into my 8-week plan, I realized I could probably adjust my goal a little bit, and my new goal was 21 because training seemed to just be going really well. I don't know when I'm going to return to this distance, considering I do want to keep going higher and higher and further. So yeah, the goal was 21 minutes. I managed to get one of my oldest and best friends, Jacob, to come down and pace me. This guy's an absolute weapon. He is going to Marbella for Ironman Nationals later this year, to give you a bit of an idea, and he's also doing a marathon later this year, trying to break sub 3, which is also his first marathon. Crazy. So yeah, he was coming down to help pace me and see if I could achieve my goal. So the race started off at 8:30 a.m. and it was a lot hotter than I expected at that time, to be honest. Normally, a lot of the runs I've been doing are like 5:30 to 6:30, and it's just at least 5 to 6 degrees cooler, so I didn't really account for that. But nevertheless, we got on the start line and we took off a little bit quicker than the pace we were hoping to do. I was just following Jacob's lead. I think he technically knew something that I didn't, and the longer this race went on, the more difficult it was going to get, just with heat and how hard we were pushing. Ideally, negative splits always feels better, but in a 5K race, it's just not smart because you don't know if you're going to make that time back. You kind of just need to go all out for 20 to 25 minutes. So the first K we did was at a 4:05. The second K we did was at a 4:11. And then about 2.5 Ks in, that's when it really started to get difficult. That's when the lungs were starting to give up. I was sounding pretty rough out there. Honestly, like one of those, what is it? You know the meme when it's got that, the camel? Let me play it right now. Anyway, that was me from 2.5K in for the remainder of the race. Thankfully, I had Jacob there next to me, keeping me calm, reminding me of how far we have left, whether I need to push a little bit harder, if I could pull back, and that really helped. So I just didn't look at my watch once. I just had him, and I knew that he was pacing me, and if I just managed to stick with him, I should hit my goal time. So the next K we did was 4:13. The next K after that, 4:16, and managed to come home in the last K at 4:15. And as I crossed the finish line, my watch said 20:58. I am so stoked with that time, considering 8 weeks ago I did a 22:20, and then I managed to hit a 21. This just goes to show. So when you hit all your training sessions, you work really hard, there's no reason why you can't achieve your goal. Now, this is the first time I stepped on the start line. Yes, I was nervous, but I was also very confident that I could achieve what I'd set out to do. Because every other race up until now, the training plan, I've only really been able to do maybe half of it because of injuries or just things not going my way. It's a good feeling when you've just done every single thing right and you know, okay, I should be able to do this. What's next? Well, I have something brewing in about 11 weeks time, but that'll be for next week's video. So, thanks for tuning in, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next one.